Hola amigos, I hope everyone's having a really great Wednesday. I wanted to share an activity that I'll be doing tomorrow in my class. So if you follow me on social media, you know that I'm a huge proponent of reading being a central part of the classroom culture and also of the curriculum. And so in my Spanish 1 class, we've been reading El Jersey by Jennifer Degenhardt. And the book is just ripe with very rich and authentic aspects of Guatemalan culture. And so tomorrow we're going to actually do a mini scavenger hunt, learning about Guatemala, and that's what this video is about, so stay tuned. So part 1 of our activity is actually something that I found on Teachers Pay Teachers. It is an activity by Martina Bex. It's called La Geografía de Guatemala, and it is an informational sheet about Guatemala. And so some of the titles, I'll just read them off to you here. Límites, montañas, regiones, ríos, lagos, y ciudades. And I think you can find this also in the description. And so I'll just fold in the sheet so that you can see. Sorry about the camera movement here. So here's the sheet. And what I have done is I actually cut up the sheet into 3 different parts. I made 10 copies because I have about 30 students. Cut up the sheet into 3 different parts. So I have 30 little sheets all together. And I'm going to distribute these sheets to students as they come into class tomorrow. And the goal is for them, number 1, to familiarize themselves with their specific part regarding Guatemala. So if they have límites, they're going to read over that. They're going to look at the cognates and just make sure that, number 1, they understand what they're reading. Looking at this text, it is just ripe with cognates. It has a lot of cognates. There are a lot of familiar vocabulary, and a lot of this vocabulary really overlaps with the book that we're reading anyway. So I think that this was just a really great pick for my students. And it also, the informational sheet on Guatemala, it comes with several reading comprehension questions, and the questions that I have are in English. I'm not for sure if they come in Spanish. I will double check, and I'll just include the text in the video. But the questions are in English, which is totally appropriate because this could be for level 1, and we are assessing students' ability to comprehend, right? Not to necessarily reproduce the language. So my students are going to get this sheet when they come in, and really the goal is going to be, well, the goal is twofold. So each student is going to familiarize themselves with their part, and then after they do that, they're going to go around and try to get their questions answered, right? Because they only have 1/3 of the puzzle. So if they want to answer, if they have límites and they want to answer questions about montañas, well, they're going to have to find a student with montañas. And there are going to be 10 students in the class that have montañas. So I just really, I think this was sort of like a last minute idea. And my purpose for doing it like this is I just wanted to kind of like break up the monotony a little bit. We're going to be reading tomorrow. Students are also going to be in discussion groups, but I wanted to give them just an opportunity to move around because we have block scheduling here. So we're in a class for 90 minutes, and it's just really exciting to just read and then just go around and talk to your classmates, kind of like negotiating meaning. And so I think this is going to be a really fun activity. So I will update you guys and I'll let you know how it goes. But if you're interested in this activity, again, and if you're doing something around the culture of Guatemala, it is on Teachers Pay Teachers. It's by Martina Bex, and it is La Geografía de Guatemala. Gracias. Okay, so another activity that I'm going to introduce to my students tomorrow is a video on Guatemala. It's actually, it's a video to promote tourism. It's 100% in Spanish. And my students are in Spanish 1. So how are they going to understand someone speaking to them in a native speaker speaking to them in Spanish? And so one of the things that I'm doing with the video is the video doesn't necessarily focus, I'm not focusing on the language per se. I'm actually focusing on some of the things and impressions that students are going to have. So one of the questions, and I think the video is about Antigua Guatemala, so there are a lot of nice colonial buildings, and then you get to see different marketplaces. So one of my questions is, ¿es una ciudad moderna o colonial? And so just with the word colonial, that's a cognate, this will be a question that's fairly easy for students to understand just based on their impression of the video. And there are like a little bit of text, like there's one time where they go to the mirador, sort of like the top of the city. They have a really great vantage point, and a lot of other little landmarks pop up. And so I think there's 4 landmarks. And then I have it on Edpuzzle, so there's a question for them. And the question asks, which one of these landmarks is not included. So, again, it's not necessarily, they're not going to be struggling trying to understand every word that the person is saying, but I just think I really want to expose them to authentic language, and the video is just so well done. It's so visually engaging. So this is my first time doing something like this. I'll let you know how it goes, but I'm just really excited, and I think my students are going to be really excited. And then, of course, we're going to read chapter 3 of the Jersey. Actually, we're going to listen to chapter 3 of the Jersey. And that was recorded by Diego Ojeda. And if you don't know him, you should follow him because he's a superb teacher and a really great human being. But we're going to listen to chapter 3, and then I have like a little wordle that this was an idea I got from Señorita Spanish, Ashley. I think her name is Ashley. So students are going to listen, and they're going to have like a wordle chart, and then they just circle the words that they hear. So it's been really nice getting all of these great ideas from a lot of teachers on social media. I had no idea that, it's like, why go to PD? I mean, you should go to PD. Going to PD is great. You get to learn a lot of things, but I kind of feel like I just get like these little, ideas and tidbits just by checking in on Instagram or Twitter, or Facebook. So anyway, if you are interested, I'm actually going to be putting up a post. I know I've been saying that forever. I promise you, I am going to be doing that this weekend. Amongst other things, because I have to finish some book stuff that I have to do. But anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. I will be putting up a post, but you can always like DM me if you want, if you are interested in doing something like immediately. I will send you the video. I'll send you like the materials that I'm using, or even links to where I've gotten some of those materials. So thank you again. Adios.